Hi everyone. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Just to tell you that I had so much low energy. I was feeling so bad yesterday that in the moment I finished the transmission and I closed the window of the that I was working with here for YouTube, the the video disappeared and the whole screen disappeared and everything went down and the computer couldn't run. It didn't work until today. So today, after I went to the pyramid and I started to be much more relaxed. So today I aligned myself in the pyramid. I felt better, and I went back to the room, and the computer worked. So it was connected to me, but it did an updated, and when it updated, I don't know, something happened with the plugin of the camera, and it's not working. So I guess it's gonna be like this today. So I'm trying to speak with someone. I'm speaking right now with someone through the phone to try to solve it, but I don't know. So only with my state of vibration yesterday, I almost broke the computer. So imagine. So now you know that it's better not to be close to me when I when I am in a low vibration. I'm trying to open it in the phone. But I only have 50% of battery. Sorry, that also because I am really, really bad with technology. Nobody give me the passwords for the things unless it's really necessary. So I'm waiting for someone to give me the password. Oh my God, this is a mess. So anyway, as I don't think that there is much more to speak about, because I guess that today has been very to the point, which is regarding the ego. So we have two fundamental things in the universe, in the mental universe, which is the ego and the essence. So we have spoken about what essence is, but I would like for us to see that again for a moment. So remember with me the etymology of essence. Essence comes from three words. One that is es, that means to be in the European languages. The other one is ent, that means the one, the subject, the one that makes the action. And the third one is ya, that in English becomes an e, a letter e, meaning the quality of something, the quality of something. So ESENTA, essence, means the quality of a subject to be, the quality of a subject being something, okay? That's what essence means. Essence, essentia, has the concept of essence has the concept in the universe of the one that simply is, That's why the last sentence to summarize the entire universe is, this is it. This is it. So, or it's like this. So the idea of this is that the universe basically is what it is nothing else what it really is. So the universe is basically a subject expressing the quality of being. The only thing that really exists in the universe is this being expressing itself, being itself. So that would be the essence, the quality that reminds us that everything is what it is. So essence is the center of all the things of every being, because all are related to the topic of to be. So in the other hand of essence, we have existence. So we have two things in the universe, the essence and the existence. So if essence is the quality of a subject just being, existence is the quality of a being that is out of itself, is out of the essence. So existence comes from the word ex, that means to go out. From there comes the word exit, and it comes from the word stare, that means to be in a place, to stay. So ex stare means that you leave the place where you are to go into another one. Existence. So this means that the essence is the being that it is, that is in one place. And the existence is the being that gets out from that place. So how does this being exist? Meaning going out? Well, it is by expansion. Expansion is to expand. So ex meaning out and pan mean everything. So expansion is the action to go out to the everything, to the whole. So remember, as we have said, that the essence is just to be. It's just to be there. It's that one particle that starts to move through different times and spaces, that projects itself. Project means to be thrown away, to project. In this projection is what we spoke about, the particles being only one projected in many, okay, like multiplied by thousands, by many, in different times and different spaces. That's how the essence starts to exist, starts to expand around in many other particles. So what are these particles around doing in the periphery, which is around the sphere, around the center? What they are doing there is to create networks, to connect around synapses of many new ideas of itself, so the essence, the being, can transform its idea of itself. So each one of these dots, of these particles coming from the essence, will be auto-refer to themselves, refer to themselves in order to look for tools for the essence to learn and to expand. And because these particles are referring to itself, we call them egos. So remember, the essence is only in one spot. The essence just is. There's nothing else that the essence can do. So in order to know itself, to understand itself, it needs to expand, to exist, to move away. This essence, in order to observe itself, it will go out, expand. And from this expansion, it starts to exist. And by existing, moving out, these other particles of itself, these other projections in different times and space, will understand, will give to the essence different points of view, different projections, ideas of itself. And those particles are called egos. So as you can see now, every ego in the universe, every individual that refers to itself, that can see around the universe, the reality, is just a projection of the essence, of the divine essence. It's just a projection of the divine essence through time and space. The egos, then, are just extensions of the divine essence trying to understand itself, to experience itself. So the egos are basically the tools of the essence to understand itself, the tools that move forward, creating networks around, synapses, changing and exchanging points of views, so they can create tools to understand better who the essence is and can become. Okay? So now, from the point of view of existence, we look into the ego from a very different way, because we see that the ego is like this being full with things, filled up with many different things. This is why we see the ego as something that doesn't allow us to see the essence, to connect with the essence, because it's so full with many tools and stuff that doesn't allow us to see the pureness. What usually happens when we make the question to ourselves, who am I? What is the essence? How can I reach the essence of myself? The first thing that people teach us is how to get rid of the ego, because the ego is the one that doesn't allow us to see that essence. And it's in that moment when we start to confuse ourselves and to judge the ego. So this point of view is not the reality, because when we see it from the point of view of the essence, the ego is the one that has been harvesting all this data from the biological point of view, the emotional point of view, the beliefs that help the essence to have a new point of view. So as you see, the problem here is not the ego. The problem here is that we are not taking responsibility on the tools that the ego has in order to see the essence. So it is when we are not responsible of our biological history, of our traumas in the emotional world, when we are not responsible of our beliefs and our values, that's the moment when the ego becomes an impediment, something that denies us to connect with the essence. So we can understand now that the essence is that being that has the quality of just to be. And the ego is the one that through the existence allows that being to have a different point of view, to be able to open ourselves to have different points of views allows us to expand. And that's the key of evolution. When we start to connect with the essence, we start to realize that everything that exists is referred to myself, that everything around is just a reflection of me. When we start to connect to the essence, we suddenly start to feel that we are very important, that we had other lives, and we start to remember other lives, and that we have a mission, and that we are part of something that unites us all. And when we start to connect with the essence, suddenly we start to say, I am very important. What I have come to do to this world is really important. It's my mission. And also we start to perceive ourselves as very important, that we have come to this world to do something very important, that from the beginning of the universe, from the source, the main source of the universe, of the cosmos, we have been sent by someone bigger, greater, that has sent us to do something important to this world. And what we start to do is to decorate those things that we feel from the essence with the tools of the ego. And we start to leave that mission from the essence through the eyes of the ego. And when you start to get much more aware of the things, suddenly a question comes up, which is really me? Am I the chosen one to do this? The ego starts to do the question. When we start to connect with the essence, suddenly we realize that there's no one else around, that it's just a projection, and suddenly the ego asks itself, am I the only one that exists? And the only possible answer to this is yes, it is. It is like this. So the thing is that the essence is the only thing that exists. So everything that we see, everything that we experience, what we are, is simply a way of that essence. So the only possible answer is it is. We are all important. We are all that essence. And here we have two types of egos in the existence. The ego that believes is important because of his history, and the ego that knows that is important because he chooses that history. The ego that believes is important, that believes that is important, shouts out loud that is important. The ego that knows that is important keeps the calm and don't shut up and don't speak out loud, is calm. And I guess that it has been really important that today we don't have an image of my face. And speaking about this essence and existence and these two faces of the ego, we don't have my face. We have only one dot that is expanding. Everything is perfect. Let's go to the alignment.